Humans of the cardboard, spicy reveal today. I haven't read this card at all. All I know is it is a LINK-1 that takes machine monsters, and sometimes that's all it takes to be really good, is to open up an entire, let's call it a robust type. Machine is one of the bigger types out there. It's not on the same plane as Dragon, but once you get past Dragon and Warrior and maybe some others, Fiend at this point, Machine starts to come into the conversation, so it is one of the bigger types out there. So LINK-1 points to the left. Its name is, I believe, Clockwork Knight, just literally Clockwork Knight. That's awesome. I think this might have synergy with the continuous spell, Clockwork Knight, for I don't even think that card really is technically part of an archetype. You could almost argue it's part of like Cyber Dragon at this point, because it makes all your opponent's monsters machines, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So anyway, LINK-1, Earth Machine 2, wow. 500 attack, it points to the left. That's the only awkward thing about this card, is it doesn't open up another zone for a link, but I don't think that's the biggest deal in the world. It requires any one non-link machine monster with 1,000 or less original attack. Okay, so Cyber Dragons can definitely utilize this. Trying to think off the top of my head. Cyber Dragon is the biggest one that comes to my mind. There's got to be some others out there, but Cyber Dragon is definitely the biggest one. You can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn. If this card is Link summoned, you can send one face-up continuous spell you control to the graveyard to add a Clockwork Knight from your deck to your hand. Huh. Okay, so you do have to have a continuous spell on field. How many decks even have enough of those, or specifically like combos where you go through a continuous spell, so that way it's like getting you to this card but also leaving that continuous spell up? I'd have to do a little research on the back end on that. Okay, but that's really cool. Yeah, this might be tough. If this said like send a face-up card you control to the graveyard, then this is nasty, right? Because Clockwork Knight's really good. It's a pseudo floodgate. It makes your monsters in the battle phase stand up to your opponent's monster significantly well, and even if it gets outed by going to grave, it gets you a search later on for an Earth Machine as well. So really good card. That seems like a good start. I'm curious about this application of, like, I guess to be fair though, if you already have a Clockwork Knight, you activate that, you summon this guy, you send your one Clockwork Knight to get a second one, and then you have the first Clockwork Knight engraved to go ahead and do the search for another, or for an Earth Machine. So that's kind of cool. Okay, interesting. Second effect, you can target one machine monster with 1,000 or less attack in your graveyard, tribute one other machine monster, and if you do, special summon the targeted monster in defense position. Okay, that's pretty cool. That definitely has some application for, I would say Cyber Dragon makes sense there, because you can, because you want to use the Cyber Dragons to contact fuse, but if you don't have Clockwork Knight, it's not always going to be as applicable to contact fuse. So being able to normal summon something like Core, then link off Core for this guy, then put any other machine on the field, this guy contribute that second machine to get Core back if the second monster wasn't a Cyber Dragon as well, and now Core can contact fuse because you have Clockwork Knight in rotation. To go ahead and clear your opponent's entire board. That's not a bad effect either. You know, it obviously hurts that it can't tribute itself, so that way this card is not doing like full combo on its own. But as long as you can kind of get another card out, that can kind of get the job done. All right, cool. This is, I think, a good card. The question, I think, is going to come back to this continuous spell factor. Like, what kind of deck can you play this in that has continuous spell? But at the end of the day, it's also a LINK-1. It's an Earth Almirage also, like, basically. So, but taking machines specifically, so that also can just help, because, yes, what deck is that? Infinitrax have their own LINK-1, but I believe that card requires Infinitrax specifically. So this is, I think, the first, like, machine LINK-1, and there may just be application where just being, even if it was a vanilla, it helps, right? There are just scenarios like that in the game. Artemis right now sees play in blanking so early right now in Centurion. There are Dragon LINK-1s where they're literally just used to get the dragon monster on field into grave, stuff like that. Those cards do exist. So This is a nice addition for that. We'll have to do some research on the back end. If I find enough cool stuff, I might make a separate video on this, but this is really cool, and I like that it ties in with another card too, that it's not a completely brand new card, that it is a it ties in with a card that already exists. But I think it's cool. I'm definitely curious about this for sure. So inadvertent Cyber Dragon support, we'll have to see how it goes though. But thanks for watching. Other than that, guys, thank you. We'll see you guys in the next video. I think this leaves us with 6 cards left in the set, so they're either all going to come out in a day or two, or they're going to sprinkle 1 or 2 more and then reveal the last couple. But I will bring you anything Yu-Gi-Oh news that's getting dropped in the foreseeable future. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.